Happy Tuesday, everyone. We have a cool little classic kind of retake of an old favorite of ours, DT today. So we did this not too long ago, so we're going to redo it and have a lot of fun with it. Before we get to that, let's talk about our warm-up today. Plank walkout, 3 to 5 reps, into a plank knee to nose for 10 to 20 alternating reps. Forearm plank, 20 to 30 seconds. Keep that core up good and strong. Then we're going to work on the wide stance good morning for 5 to 10 and dynamic triangle 3 to 5 aside. We'll hit that 2 to 3 rounds. You'll then move into a little core set to work on some stability through the shoulder and some core engagement. Half Turkish get up 3 to 5 aside with a 5-second hold overhead in each rep. And we'll talk about that as we get going through it. Turkish get up, sit up, 3 to 5 aside into 10 to 20 bridges, loaded or unloaded for 2 to 3 rounds there as well. After that, we're just going to go through the dumbbell deadlift, hang power clean, and push jerk and or press just to give a quick little review, ready to go, feel the movements, get your working weight going, and then we'll hit the work set. The workout, dumbbell DT, what we have, dumbbell deadlift for 12, dumbbell hang power clean for 9, and dumbbell push jerk for 6 for 5 rounds. So 12, 9, 6, 5 rounds. It's fast, it's furious, and the grip is gonna get tired. But until then, let's get you warmed up, ready for action, and we'll get you ready. All right, guys, let's get you warmed up. Let's get those feet under the hips. We'll take the arms big and tall. We'll stretch over to one side. We'll come back through to the other side. We're gonna come back up, give ourselves a little shrug. We're gonna come back down, forward fold, touch those toes. We're gonna walk up those shins, come down, frame a foot, step her back into our lizard. Inside hand's gonna reach way up. We're gonna rotate forearm to the floor. Come back up and rotate and back up. And rotate. We'll plant that hand as we take it up and down. And we'll step back into our plank. Step the other foot up, nice and square in those hips. Inside hand comes up, rotate. We'll come back up, big stretch, and rotate, forearm down. Come back up, and rotate. And then we'll take it up. And we'll plant the hand. Step it back into our plank. Take it up into our down dog. Come back into our plank. Tiptoe those feet all the way up. We're going to roll ourselves up, big tall stretch. Little reach. Little reach. Come back up, little shrug. We'll come down with the shoulders. Bring those hands down. And get you guys fired up. All right. Pause the video if you'd like to take down a little bit more gentle warm up. Please do so. Cat-cow curls, scat push-ups. Whatever you think you need for yourself, please do so. We're going to move into our first phase of our warm-up. So what that's going to look like is our plank walkout. So I'm going to get myself into my plank. My toes are together, my ribs are pulled in, my hips are nice and tight, shoulders pressing to the ceiling in that good hollow plank. I'm then going to walk my hands out as far as I feel comfortable to maintain that hollow position. And then from here, I'll walk my hands back in. I'm just holding each position for 3 seconds-ish to show control at the end and the beginning of each movement. If you're more comfortable going from the knees, establish the plank, and then from here, lower to your knees before you do the walking. Then we get set in that hollow, pressing the armpits down, walk back into our knee plank, come back up for our next rep, and take it from there. Take your time with those, set the shoulders, active, open upper body. Those armpits are pointing down towards the floor the entire time. We want to make sure we keep a neck. After that, we have our plank knee to nose. If you need to take a break in between these two exercises, please do so. If not, you can flow right into it. I'm going to maintain that tuck, pressing through the shoulders, and I'm going to squeeze my knee up to my nose, and then switch sides. Maintaining that good plank in between each rep, as I maintain that position, I squeeze tuck, and come back into that good, solid, hollow plank. So make sure each plank, each rep, we're solid through the shoulders, we're tight through the ribs and the hips, so we can get the most out of that hollow and create as much tension as we can. After our plank knee to nose, we're just going to drop right down to our forearm plank, so our shoulders are stacked over top of my elbows. I'm tucking through my ribs and hips, and I'm pressing through those shoulders nice you're gonna feel this plank a little bit more through the side body, those obliques, as you press down through the forearms into the floor. So take your time with that. Really feel that position. Really take that moment. And if you need to, you can also set that position up, feel that tuck and pressure, and drop to your knees to maintain that hollow position. So there's nothing wrong dropping down to your knee plank in that forearm position. It's a little different sensation than a straight arm plank. Once we finish with all those different plank movements, we're gonna step ourselves wide and start touching onto that hamstring. So we're gonna squeeze our glutes and move into our wide stance, good morning. As I pull my hips back, I'll feel my hamstrings say hello, and I'm gonna stand tall. So I'm only going as far as I can maintain that good back position and maintain a nice flat foot contact. So I wanna really think about that good deadlift back and waking up these hamstrings for what's to come. Once I've done my 5 to 10 reps there, I'm gonna come into my sumo stance, so a little narrower stance. Turn a toe and turn a toe. So I'm in this good angled position through my hips. My hand is gonna come to the thigh and my arm is gonna reach way up. I'm gonna pull my hips back to my heel as I lower that body down as far as I feel comfortable. And then I'll stand, keeping the arm reaching to the sky. For balance purposes, my eyes can look straight ahead towards my toe. For a little bit more challenge, you can look up towards my hand, and I can change that feeling of that movement just with where my eyes are. Regardless of where I'm looking, my chin is still neutral, and I'm just keeping my head and turning it to end range of what I have. Quick recap for you guys with that one. 2 to 3 rounds, plank walkout, 3 to 5, plank knee to nose, 10 to 20 alternating, forearm plank, 20 to 30 seconds, standing tall then into our wide stance good morning for 5 to 10, and our dynamic triangle, 3 to 5 aside. 2 to 3 rounds, pause the video, get that body heated up from inside out, feel those hamstrings. We're gonna continue with the core work right away with my dumbbell right here. So our next exercise we have is our half Turkish get-up. So our half Turkish get-up is a nice opportunity to work on that nice kneeling position. So I get this nice solid kneeling lunge, knee over heel, back knee, hip, and shoulder all in alignment. The leg that is forward is going to be the arm that's overhead. And I can do this with or without load. I'm going to tip to the side into a semi-side plank position, keeping that arm overhead and that armpit in that good position to make sure my shoulder stays locked and loaded. So I don't want to be rolling in. I want to keep that arm up and keep that body nice and solid all the way through that rep. I'm also going to hold each rep in this position in between for 5 seconds per rep. So we got 3 to 5 per side with a 5-second hold at the top of each rep. If you'd like to hold in the side position and down position as well, be my guest, but definitely make sure you have a load or no load that you can handle that position at the upper portion so you don't get fatigued and stuck there. After that, we have our Turkish get-up sit-up. So I'm going to lay on my back. I'm going to get my dumbbell up to the sky. The same leg that has the arm up is going to match. So arm to dumbbell. Other hand's going to be at a 45 degree. I'm going to squeeze. I'm going to press down with my foot, my hand and elbow, and I'm going to press up to the sky. Coming up to my elbow or my hand. You'll notice my dumbbell is always pointing to the ceiling. I don't change its orientation as I change my body position. That stays the same the entire time. Again, this exercise is one of those exercises that you can do without load and just work on engaging to sit up. But if you're going to do that, make sure you're keeping your arm straight up and not letting it cater and move down. Right? Take your time with those. Feel the engagement and that tension to get that body sitting up low. From that Turkish get-up sit-up, we move right into our bridge. And you can use a dumbbell in one of 2 places if you like. You can plant it on your hips, and we can squeeze and lift. We can either hold it overhead or over the chest and squeeze and lift, making sure that we keep keep those arms still and strong, or you can do this with no load and just work on waking up the glutes and the hamstrings without any load. You're looking at 10 to 20 reps with those bridges, so if you'd like to load it or not, that is up to you. We're just trying to fire up the glutes before we start hitting those deads. Quick recap, we have half Turkish get up, 3 to 5 aside with a 5-second hold overhead. Turkish get up, sit up, 3 to 5 aside, loaded or unloaded, and a bridge, 10 to 20 reps, loaded or unloaded for 2 to 3 rounds. Pause the video, take that work set down, have fun with it, see where it takes you. I'm gonna move into the last little phase, which is just a review of our movements that moves into the workout. So the exercises we have in this work set are deadlifts, hang power cleans, and push jerks or push presses. So they flow from each other. What I want you to think about is if you have a single dumbbell, there's a few ways you can do this, and I'm going to show you that. If you have 2 dumbbells, rock 2 dumbbells and have fun with that. So with this, the deadlift, all right, is a nice deadlift. We can take it with a single dumbbell, all right, from the sumo or from the conventional. That's up to you. Regardless of where you take the dumbbell from, it doesn't change the back position in the movement. So I'm going to take myself back and down, keeping that strong back position. My weight's through my midfoot, my big toes are down on the floor. I'm going to stand tall, and then I'm going to take it back and down again. So that first one definitely counts. And then I stand tall. So I'm opening up my hips and knees, maintaining that back position. My weight stays through my midfoot the entire time. One of the 2 things I can do all the reps on one side, and I can do 12, all right, all the way through, or I can do 12 deadlifts, alternating each rep. All right, so I can play around with an alternating style, or all reps on one, all reps on the other. The next movement is our hang power clean. Again, this doesn't change with having 1 or 2 dumbbells, or if I take it from between the legs or the arm. The motion stays the same. I get this hinge position. I take the dumbbell to the knee, same as my deadlift back. I'm going to drive through my legs, landing in my power clean, nice and upright, knees are out, stand, and then I come back in and do it again. So I can choose to do the full round, all right, with one hand, or I can choose to alternate reps through my work set for a total count of 9. Once I've finished my 9th clean, I'll come into my narrower stance, so my feet are under my hips, so just outside, and I'm going to work on a push press or a push jerk. So I will dip into that good dip position, hip under the shoulder, and I will drive for my push press, or I will jerk. I will dip, open, and then land in a power position. Standing fully with the arm overhead, and then bring it down. So again, I can choose to do all my reps on one side, or I can choose to alternate each rep for my push press or my push jerk. And alternate. So I can kind of play around with that alternating. I can play around with all reps on one side, all reps on the other. I can also do half and half, right, depending on what I want to do with this work set and play. All right, I'll have a bunch of different variations on the workout description for you. Regardless of how you take the reps down, the movement stayed the same. The back position is always a main focus in the deadlift and the hang power clean as we work that good hinge. Hinge for the deadlift, the hinge for the clean, that body position in the dip, regardless of doing the push press or the jerk, is always there, and we stay as vertical as we can throughout the entire movement. So I want you guys to keep that in there. Regardless of how you break the reps down, movement stays the same. All right? If you have 2 dumbbells, rock it all the way through. Try not to put the dumbbells down. See how that goes. That's gonna really fry the grip. This is not a long workout, but it's gonna be a fun workout to challenge and play around with some different manners. So that last little bit as a warm-up before the workout, we do 6 dumbbell deadlifts, we do dumbbell hang power clean for 3, dumbbell push jerk or push press for 1, or per side. And you'll do that for 3 to 4 rounds just to kind of balance things out, make sure you're comfortable how you're gonna take the workout down, and just make sure you're comfortable with the movements that you're gonna rock. So pause the video, get that little prep round in there, move through those movements well, and then take down our dumbbell DT. So again, dumbbell DT, 5 rounds, 12 dumbbell deadlifts, 9 dumbbell hang power cleans, 6 dumbbell push jerk or push press. Depends on what you're more comfortable with for you for higher volume. 2 dumbbells, 1 dumbbell, it's up to you. I'll have varying options on there for you to play around with, and we're gonna have some fun with this one. This is always a fan favorite. It's a killer regardless of how you take it down. So have fun, work for quality, you guys, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Have a great day today.